What's going on, guys? Today we are going to attempt to wrap up the build for the heated enclosure for the albino sulcatas. If you didn't see part one, check that out, but this is as far as we made it. Today the goal is get the rest of the framework done, get the floor done, get everything insulated, to potentially get the roof on, and then all that'll be left is to stain it, make it look pretty, get the front area lined out, and get some flaps. But that's what the goal is for today. It is starting to cool down at night, but the weather is still warm here during the day. Still getting into the mid to high 90s. Tortoises are absolutely loving it. Absolutely loving it today. I just hosed everything down. What I'm gonna do before I get started is show you my poor little dog Leroy. There's Sophie and Leroy. So sad. He just had to get a little, snip so he can stay away from the other female dogs in the neighborhood. So we had to do that, but he's been at it for about 3 or 4 days now. So I think we've got about a week left of him wearing the cone. So he's not enjoying life, but it is what it is. Something you got to do when you own a male dog. But probably what we're gonna do is throw on a couple. Sophie's fighting with the chickens over there. Throw on a couple of time lapses here. I'm gonna get everything set up. I got my tape measure, got my saws out, and I'm gonna go ahead and just leave it to it. So stick by and enjoy the time lapse. So, kind of embarrassing, my phone overheated in the sun, and we only got like half of it, but I'll show you guys where I'm at right now. Tortoises are enjoying the Missouri. I started doing the insulation, so I didn't get too much further, got this all squared away. Had a little bit of a challenge, as you might be able to tell or not. I did my braces different in the back than on the front, so I just had to make some adjustments on the front widths. But what I'm going to do now is wrap the whole interior in this styrofoam, and then I'm going to put plywood on top, and then if I have some extras, I'll probably run some plywood sheeting just along the bottom 10 inches or so, just because the tortoises obviously will destroy the foam if it's that high. So it's basically what I got to work on right now, is getting all that done. I've got like 4 sheets of this stuff. However, I don't know if it's going to be enough, so we'll just take it as it comes, and I'm going to throw you guys on another time lapse, because this is really boring stuff. If you're interested, let me know. I can walk you through building one of these, but this insulation should help a lot. Had to do a little bit of touch-up, filling in some pieces here and there, but it doesn't really matter. It's going to get the job done. So find you guys a comfy place to time lapse, and we'll put you guys there. But first, this is Bertha. Actually, she technically doesn't have a name yet, but she's the biggest female right now. Beast. I'll catch you guys at the time lapse. Alrighty guys, the phone overheated, so I had to go ahead and let it cool off. I need to cool off too. It's midday here in Arizona. Pretty toasty, so I got all these in. I just need to get back wall on, and then I'll get my plywood cut for the floor. some strips of plywood for the bottom edging, and we'll start working on the top foam and top brace. So that's where it's going to take us to right now. Tortoises have thoroughly enjoyed their Missouri. It still looks crazy. So these two got them about 2 years ago exactly, a little more. They're the exact same size. They're the size of just this little one 2 years ago, and now they're two different sizes and they're way bigger. But anywho, gonna throw you guys on that time lapse. 3, 2, 1. Alright guys, now I'm trying to fit the top styrofoam. Try and set you guys up while I do this. See what my remaining space is, and we'll get a little bit of tape. Put it on the bottom. I'm gonna go cut a couple pieces, about 10 and a half, 10, 11, 10 3/4. I'll be right back. All right, the gap is gonna be filled as soon as I clap my hands. Top's done, had to tape it off a little bit. Nothing too crazy, because it's gonna get covered with sheets of plywood, which I already started cutting because my phone was in the sun again and it overheated. So I'm gonna have to find a shady spot to put it. Maybe you guys like to hang out in the garden or with the tortoises, but we'll find a spot for you. And all right guys, so I'm here cutting the plywood for the roof, for the top of it. And you know how when you're working with wood, they always tell you measure twice, cut once, rather than measuring once and having to, make the mistakes and cut twice. I measured once. Now I'm gonna have to cut twice. You're like, how did this even happen? Like, I guess it's the right width, but like, how'd this even happen? And guys, this stuff doesn't matter right here because we've got that corrugated paneling to go on top. This is just to kind of create more insulation and rigidity for the corrugated paneling on top. But take my advice, measure twice, cut once. Saves you more time and money. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that piece, get it slapped on, and we're almost done with this video today. Alright guys, there it is. That's as far as we're getting for today. We got all the plywood on top set. We got all the walls built. I'm gonna go grab another 2x10x6, so that way there's only a 3 foot or 2 foot opening right there. But I don't have the materials for today. I'm gonna need to go do a Home Depot run, but this is where we're leaving off today. This is 5x5. I'm learning a heck of a lot of stuff. Number one, I don't think I'd ever do a 5x5 again, but for the space I had, it made the most sense. But a 5x5 leaves you with a lot of weird cuts. You can see my foam here. I've got an extra sliver there from the 4x8 piece. This is a 4x8 piece, and I got this extra little sliver. It's basically 12x12. Left me with a lot of weird cuts like that, so I don't know if I'd do a 5x5 again, but I mean, this thing is gonna be awesome. Fully insulated. I'm gonna caulk in all the edges to kind of make it essentially airtight, and then what we're gonna do is get 3 pieces across the 3 foot 2x10s across the front, so we've literally got like a 2 foot by 2 foot opening right here. Maybe on that side, I haven't decided yet, but probably on this side. And then what we're gonna do is get some like rubber flap things, so that way it kind of keeps the air in. But tell me what you guys think of this. I mean, do you guys think this is gonna be a pretty sweet heat house for the tortoises? I mean, I'm getting pretty stoked about it. Tortoises, they don't really care. They just want to stay warm this winter, so that's what my goal is. Anywho, I'm gonna wrap this up in the morning, and then that's gonna be pretty much a wrap for the video. We got the floor left, front door here, and then put the corrugated panels on top, but I'll catch you guys tomorrow. What's going on, guys? It is the next morning. It's Saturday morning. I've got irrigation on the way, so I've really got to wrap this thing up. So as you can see, the irrigation is already starting to flood the yard because it leaks out of the thing there. There's Leroy being crazy. So I've got to get this whole yard cleaned up before the irrigation comes. In that, I kept working yesterday without the camera on because I needed to get stuff done. So we got the lid on, the roof. I use this, it's like some sort of foam corrugated paneling. And then you use these rubber screws. Let me show you those because those are really important so it doesn't leak. They got a little piece of rubber on the back side there, so when you screw it in, it actually seals the hole it makes. That way you don't have it leaking through. So those are kind of expensive screws, but they're totally worth it because they seal it back up. We got the whole inside done. What I got to do right now is do a 10 to 12 inch border all the way around the inside so the tortoises don't destroy the foam. And then I got to get my floor on. And that's pretty much as far as I'm going to get today, but I am going to use this as a lockout house today for the irrigation. So we're going to see how that goes. Alrighty, so about a half hour, 40 minutes passed, but I didn't keep filming because I had a couple phone calls come in, but I got it all done minus one little front piece. But check this thing out. Turned out amazing. I just cut 12-inch strips of plywood. I'll probably silicone everything in and maybe at some point actually seal this so I can spray it out, but I mean, that doesn't look sweet. I don't know what does. So yeah, I'm gonna get pieces to block off this half. Have a little entry you can see right here. A little entry for the tortoises. And this is gonna be a wonderful insulated heated shelter for the tortoises this winter. Also, the reason I had to get it done today was because, like I said, irrigation's coming and I need to have an area to basically lock them up because the irrigation, as you've seen in my past videos, it's a little bit deep, and so I don't like them like trudging through it for the whole day. So this will be a good area. I'll just put a 2x12 across the whole front of it and lock them in there, and they're gonna poop on my fresh plywood. But I need to hurry. Hey Sophie, what are you doing? I need to hurry and clean up all this garbage before the irrigation starts coming in about 15 minutes. So that's effectively going to be a wrap on the video for today. If you'd like, please subscribe. A lot of people watching the vids aren't subscribed. I'm trying to bring you guys some of the best albino sulcata content out there. So definitely subscribe, like the video, comment, help me grow. I appreciate it. You guys have a great one. And from the chickens, have a great weekend.